Hey, it's Bill. I went 6 for 8 yesterday. Did hit my parlay. Did not hit my singles match. We'll talk about it and prepare everyone for after the Christmas break. Gone through all the round 1, round 2 matches, and I ended up going 6 for 8 yesterday. 50 wins at a 64 overall, clipping at a nice 78.25%. And I've also made, my bets have hit for the most part. I still made a little money yesterday because my parlay hit. But Lewis Williams, again, 19-year-old played like a 19-year-old yesterday. Again, I kind of bet on Lewis Williams because of Gabriel Clemens' form, and Gabriel Clemens' form lived up to what I expected it to be, which was terrible. And just Louis Williams was, he had something like a 68 average in the first set. It's just, I ain't beating anybody. I don't care who you are. So I was right on Gabriel Clemens not being as good as expected, but I didn't expect Lewis Williams to be as poor. But let's get into the games. This was the day of the comeback. It was crazy comebacks today. Certainly as a person who bet, and some of those bets had the comeback going, I was a little bit worried, but they did land. So first game up, Damon Head against Luke Woodhouse. Damon Head was solid as expected. Luke Woodhouse played better than I expected, but still I expected it to be a close 3-2 win. It ended up being a 3-1 win. The one thing I didn't quite, maybe I don't understand, is Damon Head gets booed. Damon Head, the most chill guy on the tour, is getting booed. Am I missing something? But then someone told me that Australia was playing England in cricket and Australia was dummying England. So possibly that's it. But, I want to say something here. Definitely he was getting booed. He was getting booed on his doubles. He was getting booed pretty much the whole game. And he handled it like you're supposed to handle boos. If you could write a handbook on how to handle boos, not booze, but booze, like rah, 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 booze, because I don't know how to handle booze. You do it that way. You just relax, like chill out. It was a completely chill game. He just hit a double, looked back at them, did one of these, said thanks. And then at the end of the game, he's like, hey, they can boo if they want. No big deal. I liked it. I thrived on it. That's how you handle booze. You don't handle booze like Joe Mernon. You don't handle booze like Gerwin Price. You handle it like Damon Hedda handled it. You handle it like Peter Wright handled it in the Grand Slam. Or sorry, not the Grand Slam, the Players' Championship Final. You handle it that way. That's how you handle it. So well done, Damon Hedda. He wins 3-1. He's up against now Peter Wright, which will be a great match. I think it's going to be let's look at the odds when they come out. I'm already taking a look at the first odds. I wouldn't be surprised if Hedda wins that one, but we'll hold that one for just a second. Next matchup, Brandon Dolan, Calvin Ritz. Calvin Ritz blitzed him 3-0. I didn't have that. I thought Brandon Dolan would win, and it came down to doubles. I've seen Calvin Ritz play a lot of times. I've seen him do this doubles once against Peter Wright and beat him. Typically, the rush players, the fast players don't do well in the doubles, and he did. And Brandon didn't hit the doubles. This could have easily been, 2-1 Dolan going into the fourth set. But it ended up being Ritz 3-0 just because Brandon wasn't able to hit the big finishes, or he had one darted double and missed it. But good performance by Calvin Ritz. Absolutely great performance by Calvin Ritz. But this is the thing about Calvin Ritz. I got to take a look in this. He's playing Nathan Aspinall. You'd think, okay, Ritz got a chance. He's not the favorite. There's some money to be had on him. But then I've seen Calvin Ritz blitz Peter Wright and then come out the next game and just blow it. So I'm going to give that some thought over the Christmas holidays and what I'm going to do on that game. But Calvin Ritz, very good man, or very good win. He played well. Then Alan Suter-Sulovic. This was maybe the most entertaining match, but all for not the right reasons. This was pretty poorly played game. Again, I'm thinking what was like 68, 69 average for Suter in the first match. He should have been up 2-0 in the first set. He had how many doubles do you need? And Sulovic, there's just something happening there. What did he have? 8 match starts. Not only that, he had chances to throw for the match. And Suter would just hit a big score. Like one big score. And Sulovic would go, oh. And then, of course, Suter missed a couple match starts as well. And then he takes it a 1-4-4. Of course he's going to take it a 1-4-4. That's how you're going to win the match. It's going to be some crazy out. Now, granted, I had Suter in my parlay, so I was very happy about that. But he was down 2-0, 2 legs down, and came back and won it. Did he play well? Yeah, you got to give some credit to Suter. But I think you really have to look at Suljovic. There's something there. There's something that we're missing. Something in the brain that's just not functioning right. And again, is it the Sherrick factor? You got to think it's a Sherrick factor. What else could be? Like, Suljovic is usually a pretty consistent player, but anyways, that went that way. And then the last matchup, big comeback, Jason Lowe, D'Souza. If Jason Lowe could hit a double, D'Souza is out of this tournament. I will give D'Souza credit. He did play well when he got down 2-0. But Lowe, come on. This has been his downfall since he's joined the tour. He scores consistent. He's got a nice throw. He can't hit a double. He hits a double. D'Souza's out of this tournament. But D'Souza came back and won this one 3-2. And then, again, on the parlay, Danny Noppert, Jason Heaver. This was Noppert gave him the first set. He basically handed it over to him and said, here's your first set. And then Jason Heaver handed him out. And the one thing in this game that was really weird is the amount of bounce outs. Jason Heaver had some of the worst bounce outs I've ever seen. I think the right player got through. I don't think Noppert played very well. That's concerning going to play Ryan Searle. You better be on your game. I like Noppert. I think he's a consistent player. I just didn't like his game here. Maybe he's playing to his competition. I don't know what it is. But he did get over the line, 1-3-1. And then the Louis Williams, Gabriel Clemens game. This is just, it's tough. I can sit here and get all upset because I bet on Louis Williams. But again, I didn't bet on Louis Williams. I bet more on the fact that Gabriel Clemens wasn't going to show up. And I'm going to say I was right on that. Louis Williams just couldn't hit a double. And the doubles weren't even close. They weren't even in the vicinity. At no point when he was going for doubles did I think, wow, he's going to hit it. No. So as the person who bet on him, I knew this game was over after the first set. Yeah, he did have some chances to bring it back, but the doubles, you just knew he wasn't going to hit him. Clemens was dynamite on the doubles. Couldn't score, but dynamite on the doubles. He wins. Johnny Clayton's the winner. This game, Johnny Clayton, Gabriel Clemens, that's a trip out to the woodshed. Bring your aluminum bat, bring your rod. It's gonna be an utter bloodbath for Clemens. He plays like that against Johnny Clayton. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be messy. Anyways, Clemens won that one 3-0, and then Rob Cross, Raymond van Barneveld. I can talk about this game for a while. What I'm gonna kind of focus in on here is I like the way Cross reacted being down. He played a horrible first set. Van Barneveld hit a 170 after hit a 180. Cross kept going. I'm going to try to be nice about this. I understand Van Barneveld's a legend, but he's a 55-year-old baby. He has no mental fortitude. He's got none. The minute Cross started hitting him back, it looked like he was crying on stage. It looked like he was actually in physical tears. It was 1-1. One set didn't go his way. I think he hit a really nice setup shot, and then Cross took out the double, and all of a sudden the man's crying. So this rocky nonsense, the man looks like he's got mental issues. He's acting like, pardon the term, like a kid whose parents never disciplined him. He's acting kind of like a millennial. Crying, everything's not going my way, blah, blah, blah. He looked like he quit. And then I don't know how you be a management team with this guy. I don't like this. He left, if I get this right, he joined the PDC, or he retired from the PDC. The only reason he retired so he can get in the Premier League one more time. We all know that. That was just garbage. That was just nonsense. He then plays the Premier League, gets kicked out or gets knocked out, and then says, I quit. And then he comes back and he says, no, I'm going to play in the World Championship. He plays one of the worst World Championship games, gets taken out by Darren Young. He retires. He goes on, gives one of the worst interviews in the history of, you shouldn't be interviewing him. You know, terrible, I haven't done anything, I'm a loser. Yeah, okay. Then he comes back and says, oh, things are different. And then he shows up for the World Championship and pulls that. I don't know if anyone interviewed him afterwards. But I'm tired of the act. I'm just tired of it. It's nonsense. The man was crying on stage. The game was 1-1. Plenty of opportunity to come back. It wasn't Rob Cross was firing blitzing him. Rob Cross was making some mistakes. He wasn't playing very well. And Van Barneveld, and then all of a sudden miss. I missed. Go back on the stage, look like you're physically in pain. It's nonsense. He's in his 50s. You would think a maturity level would have hit at some point. Does Barneveld never come back in a game before? It's embarrassing. If you're a Raymond van Barneveld fan, are you not embarrassed? If you're in his management team, are you not embarrassed? How are you going to justify this one? He quit. That's like a person like performing in an event, a tennis match, and just quitting, saying, "Yeah, you got this game. I don't want to play anymore. I want to go home. I want to take my darts and go home." Again, if he was an 18-year-old kid, a 19-year-old kid, even like you look at Louis Williams, he was struggling. I didn't see him quit. He was trying. This, God, embarrassing. And Sky Sports trying to play this guy up. He's a fucking baby. Get him a bottle, get him a soother, and let him sit back on stage. I've had enough of this Raymond van Barneveld nonsense. He's a quitter. Terrible. Goddamn embarrassing. Next matchup, again, Dobie versus Rusty Jake Rodriguez. Dobie, that was terrible performance. First two sets, and then he came back and won it 3-2. I don't think he deserved to win, but I kind of fancied Dobie over Michael Van Gerwen, the Chihuahua, but not after that. That was bad. That was a bad performance. I don't think Dobie walks away from that game thinking I played a fantastic game. That was a bad game. Anyways, he got over the line. So here's what we're gonna do. I'll be back Boxing Day, doing my video before the December 27th game with third round games. Now going to 4 sets, make them more exciting. I think it leans to the better players, less upsets, but there's a couple, I think, some value odds. I'm going to see what happens to the odds. I think there's some value there to be had. I hope everyone enjoyed the first 2 rounds. Enjoy your holiday season. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hopefully Santa's good. Whoever you celebrate is good to you. You get some nice presents. And the present of darts will be returning on December 27th. Thanks. Cheers.